I had so much fun. And I watched like heaps of like YouTube stuff about it.
Right. Did you see the main fight between like him and the protag?
Yeah. And then I read like your PowerPoint presentation was dope.
I want to bring in the manga. I forgot it. I had the actual volume where Faust is on the front cover. I bought it 5 years ago at QCon at Belfast, I think.
Nice.
So it's like real relic of
the best.
yeah.
Because like everyone says that the manga is way better than like the anime.
In the anime, he just kind of fights him a little bit. In the manga, like, which is why I linked the chapters. Like his leg's broken, he takes it off and does surgery on himself mid-fight. He opens up Morty, the little midget sidekick. He opens up his stomach to do surgery. It's like so morbid.
I think I saw that bit because there's like a real like gory shot of like him. I think he's like lying there and he's all like cut open and he's got all the things in it. Yeah, it looked gnarly. And I was like, because the anime, it's like a kid's show. But I was like, this is a character that's probably not meant to be in a kid's show.
It's crazy because like all the main gang is like just a bunch of kids, you know, as any anime is. Yeah. This guy's 33. You know, and it's like hanging around with his dead wife's skeleton. It's
hanging out with some small children.
Yeah, it's like not okay. Yeah, like it's just not doesn't fit in with like the normal kind of anime gang.
Although like that's what, because when I was looking at everything about it, I kind of like, because it came out when like Dragon Ball Z and stuff came out.
Yeah, the manga's a lot older than the than the show.
But then it's definitely not like a, like for a shonen-y type thing, it's definitely not like a Dragon Ball Z or Naruto kind of like thing.
Yeah, it's a little bit darker. Yeah, it's a little darker.
And I feel like he's definitely like the darkest one. I did like how you pointed out that he has like a different like design compared to the rest of everyone else.
Yeah, like the way he draws his character is like so reminiscent of that time, like with Dragon Ball and like I don't know what else was big, like Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
And like they're very blocky.
Yeah.
You know, every time he drew him in the concept art, he was like real smooth.
Yeah.
Like soft, and then like different colors than any other palette from the show.
I think like the only other time I've seen that kind of thing done is like if you look at like the Death Note artwork. Like we've got some hanging up, but it's like that real gothic-y thing that like goes with Death Note subject matter, you know?
Yeah.
But like with all the skulls and stuff, and I was like, that's so cool.
But Faust just carries around his dead wife, just cause.
But then that's like what makes him so. I was like, because when I was reading about him, I was like, it must be crazy to be like a doctor, and I'm sure like as a doctor you have like this respect for death, and then he just like is like, my wife's dead and now I'm gonna do necromancy.
Yeah, essentially. Real weird character. There's a scene in the manga, of course, it's not in the anime because nothing's in the anime, but there's this sort of like a test of endurance. You know, they all pass the tournament round, but before they get to the final stage, you know, the Kakashi type character kind of runs them through some sort of training program. Oh, this is the last challenge where they drop them off a plane, and it's like, okay, use your abilities to not die.
Yeah.
What Faust does is just nothing, because the thing about his character is that there's not 1 second where he's not on morphine throughout the entire show.
That's right, I did read about that.
And he just drops and like replaces his legs later, you know.
That's why I wanted to add like all the you know, the stuff in the background,
which is why I'm super glad he did, because like there's a shot in one of the panels as well. I should have brought that manga as well, but with the wheelchair and like all the IV bags are in like the cross. Yeah. Such a like foreboding. Yeah. I don't know. Even when it is in a wheelchair, it's like that intimidating and scary.
But I guess like if it wasn't for necromancy or like studying that, then he like, do you reckon he would have just like killed himself to be with his wife?
Yeah, ends up like that too.
Yeah. Because like I know that he ends up dying, well, not coming back to be with, so that he can stay with her, which is super cute.
Yeah, it's because like everyone else in the show gets like some Deus Ex Machina god power. Yeah. You know, and he's like one of the only ones in the original crew that just like doesn't, and just kind of his arc finishes nicely. Yeah. You know,
and like that's cool, because sometimes when they drag stuff on in anime, or like, you know, characters keep coming back and stuff, it's kind of nice to have one that just like cool, it's done now. Like,
yeah,
that's your
he's completed his.
That's your
his
story.
Full circle, you know.
Yeah.
He's always had like a. If you're compared to like DBZ, like Key or Chakra, he's always had like a super low energy rating or whatever you want to call it, but like.
Because I was reading that he only eats enough to like pretty much just like stay alive.
To be alive, yeah. His rated so low, but like he's with the strongest people in the series just by virtue of like his intelligence or how he uses his magic, which I thought was pretty
like
dope.
definitely a real smart
It's like
dude.
it's not some like numbers, power scaling thing. It's just this guy's really scary.
That's kind of better though, because it's
things.
like Dragon Ball Z end up kind of putting their foot in it with their power levels not making sense. I'm like, if you're gonna do power levels, you gotta like
have boundaries, have rules.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
just can't keep leveling up and coming back.
I just can't even take my eyes off that design right now.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Fuck off.
And obviously at YouTube, the first thing comes up is like this 2021 new remake. I'm like, I could not like believe it, but they're remaking it. It looks amazing.
Because I think I've also read that that's going to follow the manga more than the old anime,
which I think was the biggest thing that fans voiced. Was the biggest regret was I didn't have those amazing scenes.
But I guess now, because you've got like darker animes now that have succeeded, like Tokyo Ghoul and Death Note and stuff, like it probably is like, oh my god, we can do this now, whereas like back in the day it was probably like anime is for kids. Yeah,
because like they just were importing like animes to the West to like how One Piece was butchered, but now they're like, sweet, we can do this.
That's so cool.
As someone who absolutely loves this character, that's like awesome for me as well.
Because even just like with the chapters that you sent me, I was like, man, I really want to start reading it, and I was going to start watching it. And then I saw like that they're remaking it. I was like, I wanna. If the remake's gonna follow the manga, I'm gonna wait for that and watch it. But I will totally read it anyway.
Oh, for sure. Because you'll watch
awesome.
like. Because I have a lot as well. Like I want to watch some good old, I don't know, One Piece or Shaman King, and or Dragon Ball Z. Because I'm used to the English dub because that's what I grew up with. I think pretty much everyone here.
Well, that's what we got in New Zealand.
That was like the big exception. We watch anime subbed apart from Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
But when you actually say, I'm gonna actually look back and then just watch these again, it's so slow.
Yeah.
You can't like
you watch Dragon Ball Z now. It's like, man, many. I was like, why was I rushing home from school to watch like another episode of Goku powering up to fight Frieza?
At times it's not even like the powering up. It's like they're kind of standing on the other side and like. Just looking while those like tracks play, But I'll give the Purple Heart medal to anyone who can sit through an entire episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
that shit's like so enduring. But they're kind of like with Kai with this new one, they're kind of like speeding it up and like cutting off
not so many fillers and
edges.
stuff. I did read that like sometimes in the manga it's a little slow, but it's like life lesson worthy, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah, like it's not a bit wasted.
One dude was pretty much just saying like, if you can't do One Piece, you might not like be able to make it through Shaman King or like read through it.
Yeah, like the anime blitzes over some of these scenes. I think it has like one filler episode of the entire thing, which is crazy for an anime. But the manga is like even longer.
Yeah,
the manga
but then sometimes I think that just adds to like character development.
For sure, yeah.
And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing if people like. If you just want action all the time, then cool, but it's probably not like the thing for you then.
Yeah, it's interesting because I'm starting to watch One Piece again because it's back on Netflix.
I've watched 4 seasons on Netflix, so I've watched all the 4 seasons that are on Netflix.
Right, because I'm watching with my partner and like she's used to like the newer animes. Like we've just finished Made in Abyss.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Which is amazing.
Love that. I'm so
cool.
excited for the next season of that.
Honestly, same. And she's like so used to these like kind of like short burst anime, like Angel Beats. Made in Abyss. Those are her favorite kind of things.
Yeah,
it's
cool.
like they're all like 13 episodes long.
Yeah.
And we sat down and watched One Piece. And
it's never ending.
And it doesn't stop. But she's liking it. But like she's at the point like we finished the Buggy arc, I think, and she's like, man, that was an amazing season 1. I'm like, okay, no, we got a bit more to go. But
just like my flatmate's reading it, and I'm just like, man, like you've committed for so many years to even be up to date to it. Brock started reading it, so he's a bit ahead.
Right.
And I was just like, it put me off. Like for One Piece, it was like the art style that put me off for ages. But I don't think that they could do all the crazy stuff that they do in One Piece without having that art style.
Yeah.
So it's kind of justified itself to me.
The cool thing about the One Piece art style is quite adaptable.
Yeah.
Is like there's so many different types of characters. Like, from the earlier characters like Krieg and Kuro, like very.
Yeah.
I don't know, like normal.
Yeah.
Basic characters, and then Kuro's a bit like slicker and evil, and then you go to the tail end of the series where you have Charlotte, Cracker, or all these crazy design characters,
stuff.
but it's the same art style because it's so simple.
Yeah.
And you can adapt it to all these different sorts of wacky characters. Because God, there's
like even just like the first time you meet Chopper, and he's like not the cute version of Chopper. He's like the weird like half antlered
Chopper.
Yeah, and he's just like walking on all fours. He's like, he looks so bizarre, and I'm like, you couldn't get away with like. I don't know, if you put it in a different way, then it would just be like Father of the Year from Full Metal Alchemist, you know, like this weird dog child.
Scary, almost.
Yeah.
It makes
but
it
they make it lighthearted with the way that they draw
goofy
it.
And comical.
Yeah. But then, like, I can easily do, you know, like the more 90s anime, like Shaman King, you know. I was like, this is easy to watch. Like, I'm used to that kind of style because growing up with, like, Sailor Moon even, like, was kind of like that 90s kind of thing. So it'll be interesting to see how they redraw Shaman King.
Yeah, like
or
from what
did
you see the video of the
yeah
like that alone looks awesome, but it doesn't actually
show a lot.
anything. But I think Shaman King as a series is like one of the victims of, because you don't know how big Shaman King was in Japan, as any other manga it was, but like it's just translation over to other overseas. It like. Because JoJo's is like this niche sort of thing over here.
It's like you either love JoJo's or you don't love JoJo's.
Yeah, but it started as, it's like it's a niche thing. It's like it started as like a cult sort of series, and then as it got bigger, of course, it became mainstream. But at the time, it was like kind of cult. In Japan, it was like the Dragon Ball Z of Japan.
That's so cool.
Huge JoJo's was. So like, it's so lost in history to the Western audience how big these shows were back over then.